Hey everyone, have you ever noticed that the most successful people around you didn't just wake up one day with everything figured out? They probably couldn't even tell you the exact moment things started changing for them. And that's because success doesn't announce itself with fireworks and confetti. It shows up quietly in the way you handle a Monday morning, in the decisions you make when nobody's watching, in the thoughts you have right before you fall asleep. Here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. You might already be on the path to real success and not even know it. Maybe you've been beating yourself up thinking you're not doing enough, not achieving enough, not being enough. But what if the transformation is already happening? What if the signs are already there? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 10 signs that prove you're becoming successful, and I guarantee at least 3 of them are happening in your life right now. So let's find out which ones. The first sign that you're becoming successful is that you've stopped waiting for permission. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to start something but told yourself you needed to wait? Wait for the right time, wait for someone to tell you it's okay, wait until you have all the answers. Successful people realize that nobody is going to give you permission to chase your dreams. You have to give yourself that permission. When you find yourself taking action without needing external validation, without needing your friends or family to co-sign every decision, that's a massive sign of growth. You're becoming someone who trusts their own judgment, and that's incredibly powerful. Research in psychology shows that self-efficacy, which is basically your belief in your own ability to succeed, is one of the strongest predictors of actual success. When you stop seeking permission, you're demonstrating that self-efficacy in action. The second sign is that you're becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is huge. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort, staying in their comfort zones, choosing the familiar over the uncertain. But when you're actually growing and becoming successful, you start to see discomfort differently. You begin to understand that discomfort is just a signal that you're stretching yourself, learning something new, or pushing past old limitations. Maybe you're having conversations that make you nervous, taking on projects that feel bigger than your current skill level, or putting yourself out there in ways that used to terrify you. That willingness to sit with discomfort, to not run from it, is what separates people who grow from people who stay stuck. Studies on neuroplasticity show that our brains literally grow new connections when we challenge ourselves with new experiences. So every time you choose discomfort over comfort, you're literally rewiring your brain for success. The third sign is that you're starting to value your time differently. When you're becoming successful, you develop a completely different relationship with time. You stop saying yes to everything and everyone. You start protecting your calendar like it's precious because you realize it is. You begin to understand that time is your most valuable resource, more valuable than money, because you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. So you start being selective about how you spend it. You cut out activities that don't serve you. You distance yourself from energy vampires, and you invest your hours in things that actually move you forward. This isn't about being selfish or cold, it's about being intentional. You recognize that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. Successful people understand what economists call opportunity cost, the idea that choosing one thing means giving up another. When you start thinking this way about your time, you're operating at a completely different level. The fourth sign is that you've stopped comparing yourself to others as much. This one is subtle, but important. Look, we all compare ourselves to others sometimes. It's human nature. But when you're truly growing and becoming successful, those comparisons start to lose their power over you. You stop scrolling through social media feeling inadequate because someone else seems further ahead. You stop measuring your chapter 3 against someone else's chapter 20. Instead, you start competing with who you were yesterday, last week, last year. You celebrate other people's wins without feeling like they diminish your own. This shift happens because you're becoming secure in your own path. You're developing what psychologists call an internal locus of control, meaning you believe your success comes from your own efforts rather than external factors. When you stop the comparison game, you free up so much mental energy to focus on your own growth, and that's when real progress accelerates. The fifth sign is that you're investing in yourself, and I don't just mean financially, although that's part of it. When you're becoming successful, you start to see yourself as your most important asset. You invest in learning new skills. You buy the books, take the courses, attend the seminars. You invest in your health because you understand that without energy and vitality, nothing else matters. You invest in therapy or coaching to work through mental blocks. You surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. You're willing to spend money, time, and effort on becoming better because you've realized that the best investment you can make is in yourself. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, has said repeatedly that the best investment you can make is in your own abilities. When you start operating with this mindset, prioritizing your growth and development, you're signaling to yourself and the universe that you're serious about your success. The sixth sign is that you're getting better at handling failure and rejection. Here's a truth that nobody likes to talk about. The path to success is paved with failures. But what changes as you grow is how you respond to those failures. Instead of seeing rejection as a referendum on your worth, you start seeing it as data. Instead of letting failure destroy you, you let it teach you. You develop resilience, which is basically your ability to bounce back from setbacks. You start to understand what successful entrepreneurs have known forever. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Thomas Edison famously said he didn't fail. He just found 10,000 ways that didn't work before he invented the light bulb. When you can fail, learn, adjust, and try again without losing momentum or drowning in self-doubt, you've developed one of the most crucial skills for long-term success. Research shows that grit, which is perseverance and passion for long-term goals, is a better predictor of success than talent or intelligence. When you're handling failure better, you're building that grit. The seventh sign is that you're becoming more consistent. Success isn't usually about one big moment or one grand gesture. It's about what you do every single day. When you're becoming successful, you start to understand the power of consistency. You show up even when you don't feel like it. You do the work even when it's boring or repetitive. You stick to your habits even when nobody's watching or applauding. Maybe you're writing every day, going to the gym regularly, working on your side business every evening, or practicing your craft consistently. Whatever it is, you've stopped relying on motivation and started building discipline. You understand that motivation is fleeting, but discipline is reliable. There's a concept called the compound effect, where small actions repeated over time lead to significant results. It's like compound interest for your life. When you're being consistent, you're harnessing that power, and even if you can't see the results yet, they're building beneath the surface. The eighth sign is that you're starting to think long-term. Most people are stuck in short-term thinking. They want instant results, quick fixes, overnight success. But when you're actually becoming successful, your time horizon extends. You start making decisions based on where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, or even longer. You're willing to sacrifice immediate gratification for future gain. You're planting seeds today that won't bear fruit for months or years, and you're okay with that. This might mean turning down a job that pays more now but doesn't align with your long-term vision. It might mean investing time in relationships that will matter down the road. It might mean building skills that won't pay off immediately but will be invaluable later. Delayed gratification is one of the strongest predictors of success. The famous marshmallow experiment showed that children who could wait for a bigger reward later tended to have better life outcomes. When you develop this long-term thinking, you're setting yourself up for sustainable, lasting success rather than fleeting wins. The ninth sign is that you're becoming more comfortable with solitude and your own company. This might sound strange, but it's actually really important. When you're growing and changing, there will be times when you feel alone. Your old friends might not understand your new goals. Your family might question your choices. You might be working on things that nobody around you cares about or gets excited by. And here's the thing, when you're becoming successful, you stop needing constant external validation and company. You become comfortable spending time alone, working in silence, being with your own thoughts. This doesn't mean you become a hermit or don't value relationships. It means you've developed a strong sense of self that doesn't require constant reinforcement from others. You can sit with yourself without distraction and actually enjoy it. This self-reliance and comfort with solitude is incredibly powerful because it means your sense of worth and direction comes from within, not from the approval or presence of others. Many of history's greatest achievements came from people who spent significant time in solitude, thinking, creating, and working. The 10th and final sign is that you're starting to see obstacles as opportunities. This is perhaps the ultimate mindset shift. When you're stuck or struggling, obstacles feel like walls blocking your path. But when you're growing and becoming successful, you start to see obstacles differently. You see them as chances to prove yourself, to learn something new, to develop skills you didn't have before. Every problem becomes a puzzle to solve rather than a reason to quit. You develop what psychologists call a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This is opposed to a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities are set in stone. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than threats to avoid. When you catch yourself getting excited about solving a difficult problem rather than complaining about its existence, you know you've made this shift. This reframe is incredibly powerful because it means nothing can truly stop you. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. So there you have it, 10 signs that you're actually becoming successful. Now, you don't need to have all 10 of these to be on the right path. Even if you recognized yourself in just a few of these signs, that's amazing. It means you're growing, evolving, and moving in the right direction. The beautiful thing about success is that it's not a destination, it's a direction. It's about who you're becoming, not just what you're achieving. So take a moment to acknowledge how far you've come. Recognize the changes you're making, even if they feel small. And keep going. Keep showing up. Keep growing. Keep becoming the person you're meant to be. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments which sign hit home the most. And if you found this valuable, consider subscribing, because we've got so much more content coming your way about growth, success, and becoming your best self. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.